Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Monday. So after a very brief hiatus, I guess is the phrase, we've gone over some content revisions. Nothing really got done this week because I had, midterms to worry about. Didn't really feel like posting. But I'm breaking it. I'm breaking the cycle, and I'm posting something today, of all days. With the new year, a lot of people have decided that it would be appropriate to pick up New Year's resolutions. They tend to be really, really half-assed. People don't really put a lot of thought into them, and then everyone around you gets disappointed when they realize you no longer have any hopes and dreams. Yeah. I thought about them a little longer than I think people did originally. I didn't just say that I was going to do them when the ball dropped. Instead, I decided I was going to do something that was slightly more intelligent than that, plan them out ahead of time. Work with people, make sure that, they were aware that this was going to happen, this is how this was going to work, which sounds fairly egotistical coming from me, but, it ended up working out, so I could not have been that retarded. I had 5 New Year's resolutions. Today's really just a one-take video, because I still have midterms to worry about, and I'm hosting some experiments past that. One was actually get more sleep, ironically enough. I spent a lot of time, I found myself sitting in a couch, or on a couch. It depended on how sleepy I was, because I would, curl my fingers and shit between the cushions, and it was very comfortable, I hope. Anyway, so the first one was to get more sleep. The minimum was 8 hours. Because a lot of people just, they stay up. There's this sort of this constant cycle where people would stay up a little past their normal bedtime and then hate themselves in the morning and then take a nap sometime in school or whatever, or kind of mope through the day and then take a nap and then do the same cycle over again. It's just really terrible for your sleep cycle. For everybody, really. So that was 1. 2 was to waste less time. This is sort of a multifaceted thing. Instead of me just going ahead and saying, maybe you should game less. Instead, I took it upon myself and I was like, well, that doesn't mean necessarily that you can't have fun, but rather you should apply yourself in ways that is also amusing. People do drawing, they do music, I program, but things like that. The general objective was to pick up a topic and then abuse it, and see how far I could get with it. So I have a whole bunch of, programming languages and reverse engineering, just a whole bunch of topics that I'm going to end up studying every week. They won't be in the podcast, per se, but I will come up with topics every week, which you guys get to talk about. The third resolution that I had was to document everything. Not necessarily in the vlog either, because there's the concept of putting everything in a YouTube video for people to watch. And then there's the whole, instead of putting everything into a diary or something ostentatiously simple as that, instead I ended up putting up a forum where I can essentially post giant text blocks or whatnot of information that I collect, be it a map of the Tor network, which was assembled by a guy whose name was Necros or something. That was pretty neat. I did have a lot of fun with that. Just something as stupid and obscene as a book called Mindfulness in Plain English, which was free for anyone to download. It's for practical purposes, or so it says. Though there are some pretty strange metaphors. And that way I find I can look at it later. Maybe when I grow older and realize that not only did I not have any dreams as a child, but I didn't chase them even if I did. I don't know. It's sort of a personal thing, I suppose. 4 was to obfuscate everything. Obfuscate is a verb. It means to confuse or otherwise make unclear. To otherwise make unclear. So, my experience in computer security, as bland, unpopular, and extremely scarce as it is, I do have a concern for my own privacy. It's just after so many movies and so many days of just being like, wow, this is pretty balanced, huh? It's sort of a concept of free speech. You kind of get concerned over your own privacy because you have the right to say something, but when you say it, you have to pay for the repercussions. And that's the kind of free speech that you had back then. You could say whatever you wanted, but you'd be executed for it. You still technically fall into the lines, but it's the same lines that were originally put in there back in the dawn of civilization. So there's that. Let's obfuscate everything. Those were the 4. I think I had a 5th one at some point, but I've completely forgotten what it was, so it obviously can't be that important. So your topic for today, fantastic videos, by the way. I did see them. I thought they were fantastic. I was just, I'm currently at a really, really low point in the cycle that is bipolar disorder, because I have an extremely slow one. If you feel like looking that up, then by all means. But your topic for the week is New Year's resolutions. Did you have them? And in the time that I've given you, have you actually kept them? You don't necessarily have to follow that exact prompt, though if you're running out of ideas, I would suggest that one. You could go forward and make a video about how trivial they are. I don't care if you're profound, simple, short, or witty. But by all means, have fun. And happy Monday.